Moses, the Great Adventure. Long ago, the Hebrew people lived in Egypt. They were mighty builders, but they were not happy. They had to work very hard, day and night, building bricks for the powerful Pharaoh who ruled the land. The Pharaoh was afraid of the Hebrew people, so he made a terrible rule. One brave mother, called Jochebed, decided she would not let her baby boy be hurt. She wove a tiny basket out of reeds, tucked him safely inside, and hid him in the tall grass by the riverbank. Princess Merit, the Pharaoh's daughter, came to the river for a swim. She saw the basket and felt great kindness in her heart. "A poor Hebrew baby," she cried. She named the baby Moses, which means drawn out of the water, and took him to live in the palace. Moses grew up a prince, but he never forgot his people. One day, he saw an Egyptian guard being cruel to a Hebrew worker. Moses was so upset that he made a mistake and hurt the guard badly. Scared of what Pharaoh would do, Moses ran far away, out of Egypt and into the wide, quiet desert of Midian. In Midian, Moses met a kind shepherd named Jethro and his wonderful daughter, Zipporah. Moses stayed with them, married Zipporah, and soon he was caring for their fluffy sheep under the big, starry sky. His life was now peaceful, far from the grand palace. One ordinary morning, Moses led his sheep to the base of a tall mountain. Suddenly, he saw a bright light. A bush was burning with fire, but it was not being destroyed. A voice, the voice of God, called his name from the heart of the flames, telling Moses he must go back to Egypt to rescue his people. Moses felt small and worried. "But God," he stammered, "I am not a great speaker. How will they believe me?" To show Moses he was powerful, God gave him two signs. First, his shepherd's staff turned into a slippery snake. Then it changed back to a staff, just as quickly. Moses was amazed. God knew Moses needed help, so he said, "Your older brother Aaron is a brilliant speaker. He will go with you." Moses and Aaron met and gave each other a huge hug. Now, with courage and a helper, they turned their feet back toward Egypt to speak to the mighty Pharaoh. Moses and Aaron stood before the powerful Pharaoh, telling him God's message. "Let my people go." Pharaoh just laughed. He was too proud and said, "No." Moses and Aaron were upset, but a quiet voice whispered in Moses' heart, reminding him of God's wonderful promise to save his people. Because Pharaoh would not listen, God sent strange things called plagues to Egypt. Water turned red, frogs hopped everywhere, and darkness covered the land. Each time, Pharaoh promised to let the people go, but as soon as the plague stopped, he changed his mind again. Finally, God sent a final, very serious event, and this time, Pharaoh said, "Go." The Hebrews had packed all their things and were ready. This night became known as Passover, a time to remember how God passed over their homes to keep them safe. The great departure, the Exodus, had begun. There were so many people that it was easy to get lost, but God was with them. By day, a swirling pillar of cloud shaded them from the hot sun. By night, a glowing pillar of fire lit their path. This wonderful, friendly guide led the Hebrew people onward, following the path of hope and adventure towards freedom.